All right, thought I'd do a 30-hour review on the 23 XC 300 TBI. It's probably been about 10 or 15 hours since I did the last one. Sorry about the shadow. Anyway, we're up here in Colorado, a couple hours out from where I live down in Grand Junction, and I have really nothing good to bitch about. It's an incredible bike. Since last time I went over bulletproof designs, lower shark fin on the rear rotor, 120, 100 Ibex tubeless. We rode yesterday about nothing but rocks for the last 2 or 3 days. It's running about 4 psi. Runs great. This one here's got about 70 hours on it. Holds up good for me. Stock gearing. Not too many things. Like I said, Raptor pegs, 5 down, 10 back to help with me being 6'4". Bulletproof designs, TPS guard. I went to the bigger Chirby's tank, and as you can tell, it's probably maybe half full. Yesterday we rode about 70 miles. I did put a little bit of gas in it, about a quart. I carried a bottle yesterday, so I think up here in Colorado at high altitudes, single track riding where you're doing super technical stuff and you're low RPMs all the time, we're probably looking at, I don't know, maybe 80, 90 miles with a Chirby's tank on it. Fits nice. Not really my favorite looking tank, but seems nice and narrow, easier for me to grasp the tank going through rock sections with my knee braces standing up. Enduro engineering, I went to wraparound hand guards, got Cycra shields on them. I always put this little polymer in there to stop the vibration, and then green red Loctite bolts in, so it's got some movement on it. Like I said before, I got the big stator, ran it all day yesterday. Fan ran a lot. No problems with running out of juice. Started every time perfectly. This bike also has suspension done by Greg Huffer at Factory Suspension Works. Got the air forks on the front. Work incredible. Greg really knows how to set a bike up for this area. He lives literally right here and tests and in rocks and roots just a few miles from here, so he's got that down. 4.9 spring on it. XC mounts, love those. Got the orange polymers and I believe the blue snake bite in it. Went to the softer ODI grips. They're the hard part grips. Really like those. Milo's designs, billet, throttle housing, just in case I crash, which got off a couple times yesterday in the rock. Got a few dents in the pipes. I put the hard parts clutch cover on it. It held up well. This bike also has the new, I don't know if there's a number on the map, but it's the mandatory flash that when you take into your KTM dealer, they hook it up to the thing and there's a mandatory flash. It totally altered the way the bike runs. It's incredible. Little spooge, but considering, see a little spooge there and some dripped out of there. But you know, 70 miles at idle or whatever, you can't, any two-stroke's gonna do that. Really haven't done much to this bike since the last thing, just put a lot of great hours on it. just the more I ride it, the more I love it. It's the best bike I've ever rode up here. Some people might recognize where I'm at, of course, but rode all the tough ones yesterday, and bike's just incredible. Come into a steep, rocky uphill section, huge rocks, you know, watermelon stuff. Just get up on the pegs and let this 300 just eat. It torques through stuff incredible, and I'm sure the W is going to work just as well or better. I really like the linkage, so I'm happy with this. Someday I might convert over to spring forks. I don't know. I'm real happy with the air forks, the versatility. Got about 100 miles on this X31 front. It's not really my favorite. I still think I'm kind of, for some reason, partial to that Dunlop MX33 that came on, and I've got a MX34 I'm gonna try out in the rocks maybe next weekend. Still got the stock skid plate on it. I've got a AXP, but I haven't got around to putting it on, and this one works really well. I do have the Bulletproof Designs lower shock protector, and I went to the hard parts seat. I really like this rib seat. Just when climbing hills and stuff or going down hills, it kind of holds you stationary. It's more like a gel. I think it's more like a gel than a foam. Really enjoy that. A lot of long downhills here in Colorado. As you can tell, I got the brakes pretty hot yesterday. Rotor's kind of blue. Probably can't see it because of my shadow. Sorry about the shadow, but yeah, just to check in. Just love the new map. It's a lot leaner, a lot more responsive, from cracking the throttle up through maybe 3/8. Runs a lot cleaner, a lot less spooge at the back. Just, it was a big step, that map. So anybody that hasn't got one, you just go to your dealer. There's a lot of controversy over whether the map has a number. I'm sure it has a number. I just went into my dealer, Grand Junction KTM. Great guys. Made me a smoking deal on the bike, and then talked to Bill, and Bill knew about the update and got me all set up for that, and took my bike in. Took me like 15-20 minutes, stuck the new map in, and took it out in the desert and rode it, and couldn't believe the difference. So KTM's definitely on top of this bike. What a great bike. I'm sure the W's are just as good. I'm sure the spring forks are probably a little better, but I'm comfortable, like I said before in the previous video, that the air fork does have versatility for me. I can go anywhere from, you know, running 120 to 125 here in the mountains, and super rocky, and then out in the desert I can take it up to, you know, 130, 140. That's really nice without having to change springs or preload on the forks. So I don't think I've really done too much. I've just been riding it, and the thing's just been working great. Been running the Motul 300V 1540 in the tranny. It has great clutch action. Really enjoy that. Got a headlight for it. I haven't got around to wiring it on. I wish I would have had the last couple days. You know, those long nights kind of turn into those long days turn into long nights if you don't have a headlight. But luckily we got back just at dusk, so that worked out well. Kind of already breaking those. There's some fractures already at just 100 miles on this X31. It does bite really well in the rocks. In the tree roots, it's a little bit softer, maybe, than the M59. Personally, I like the Motos or Motas Tractionator ST. I think that's probably still my favorite tire, but I'm gonna go ahead and run it. This is a 9100 X31, and I've got a 80 100. I'm gonna try that out after this. And I think anybody that's looking at a new bike, boy, you sure can't go wrong with the 2324 XCW platform. Stiffer frame. I can tell you, after riding in the rocks for a couple days, I felt a little more in my wrist, a little more in my wrists, hands, shoulders, everything. It's a stiffer frame, but there's a lot of some real sketchy side hills where we're crossing avalanche chutes here. You know, the single track's probably 8 to 10 inches wide, and it's high consequence if you make a mistake there. And this frame was just confidence inspiring. Yeah, so we're it's kind of like the last video. Best bike I've ever owned, best stock bike I've ever owned. I'm sure anybody's getting a new one. 23 is going to come up with a new software, and that is a game changer in my opinion. And I think the frame, as I've said before, the frame chassis on this is a game changer as much as the engine. The engine runs great, but with the new software, there were times yesterday where I was just playing around going through some steep rocky stuff uphill and had my hand close to the clutch, but never actually had to touch the clutch, which was pretty amazing. It's almost recluse-esque. It won't stall. I can't believe how low it chugs with the new software in it. Runs clean. Might have helped the fuel mileage out like we talked. So, you know, we have an advantage of being up here because slower single track, technical, probably the ECU's probably got it real lean for this altitude. And so we're probably not getting actual mileage, but I think up here maybe, like I said, 70, 90 miles. It depends what we're riding. I'll try to get a little more specific on that and do some tests on it, and get back with you guys in the future. But yeah, if you guys have a chance to buy any of the 23 XCs or the 24 XC or XCWs, man, 300s, probably 250s run great too. I definitely advise you to spend that money. It's a bike that I wish KTM would have built 5 or 6 years ago, but they didn't, and they made it for it here though. This is a great bike. So this is Brian signing off for now in the middle of the Colorado Rockies, and you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.